Hello, everyone. Welcome back. I'm really excited that you are here for today's episode. We are going to talk about why I love Sandals and beaches, resorts, and really truly the company as a whole. And as you know, in the month of December, I was able to travel back to Jamaica as they were reopening their properties and head to an event that Sandals hosted at their Sandals Duns River property. And I just feel like I have such a personal connection now to this brand. They were the first property I went to as a travel advisor. So I was just going there with a very different lens than just vacationing. And I was able to be on their property during a hurricane myself, and I saw how they responded. And then as I've become a travel advisor, I've just learned more and more about Sandals and really what sets them apart from other all inclusives. And so the event this past month in December, I'm recording in December, this will launch out in January, but the event a month ago really warmed my heart. And there were just so many stories that were being shared and told, and things that I was witnessing myself that truly made me realize that this brand is more than luxury, you all. It is a brand that truly supports their employees, and it's a brand that really supports the islands that they're serving. And so I want to start by just sharing that Sandals deeply cares for their employees. When the hurricane hit in Jamaica, they took care of every single employee, ensuring that they received a care package, and they committed to keeping 100% of their employees on payroll, even with specific properties closed until the end of spring. The employees really are the heartbeat of the brand. They bring the brand to life. They bring the vision to life. They bring that hospitality to life. And they know that tourism matters. And so Sandals really doesn't just employ their people, they protect them and they value them. And I was able to see that firsthand. Not only do they value their employees, you all, they really want their customers and clients to feel like they're at home. And so they were sharing one specific story about a client who was on property during the hurricane and had to get out. She could not find her medication and needed to get back to Florida. And the CEO of the company, Adam Stewart, took it upon himself to ensure she got back on his jet and got back to Florida safely and promptly so she didn't miss that medication that she needed. There are so many small stories like this that are actually huge, right? And make such a huge impact on who they are as a company and who they are as a brand, because the reality is they truly care about people. And although we were back in Jamaica for this event at Duns River, they don't just care about their brand, they care about the entire island, every island they serve. But let's start with Jamaica because Sandals originated in Jamaica. That's where its roots are. And so there's a deep respect for the culture, the people, and the place. And they want everyone to feel like home when they get there. When you arrive, they are welcoming you home. They're welcoming you to their resort. They're welcoming you to their property. And that's the feeling that they want everyone to feel when they are on property and at resort. Another incredible thing that you may not know about Sandals, because when you hear about them, right, you're hearing about the luxury brand in the Caribbean, the couples retreat, the amazing getaway, the romantic experiences, maybe credible destination weddings, which we're going to chat about too, because they are amazing. But there's so much more to this brand than just the property itself. It's so much about the people. It's deeply rooted in care and compassion. And that is why they also founded the Sandals Foundation, which is a nonprofit foundation that is giving back with intention. Did you know that the Sandals Foundation was there for immediate relief in Jamaica? After the disaster of the Hurricane Melissa, they were there responding. They were the crisis support on the ground. They knew the communities. They were able to help in their most immediate needs and really make sure that they were present and available. Sandals Foundation also supports school initiatives across each island that they serve, whether it's literacy or supplies or infrastructure or access. And they also support their communities. So they really lean into the children of each island and make sure that there's sustainable development, that they're empowering local families and entrepreneurs, and that they have a long-term impact on each island. I don't know if I've shared this yet on the podcast. I don't think I have, but I had the privilege of spending a year in the country of Haiti after the earthquake. And I really should do a whole episode about it because it was one of the most transformative moments in times in my life. But something that resonated with me and this past trip about a month ago to back to Jamaica was that the Sandals Foundation had some students that were impacted by Sandals Foundation join the event, and they sang a few songs. And I'm sure everyone was feeling really emotional. It was very, very sweet. But it reminded me of my time in Haiti. And it reminded me truly of the impact that organizations can have, especially bigger organizations like Sandals in communities, and how powerful that is. So when you're thinking about traveling, and you're thinking about, why does travel matter? How does it matter? Your vacation dollar really does make a difference. It can make a difference. It can make an impact on people's lives. And it's so important to choose brands that align with those values that you have, right? Traveling for a force of good. And so these are just a few reasons why I love Sandals. I could go into the food and the hospitality and the incredible rooms and all the amazing inclusive parts of the resorts, right? Like water sports, things like this. I could go into all of the things that I'm sure lots of agents and lots of folks name. But I wanted to talk a little bit today about the heart because Sandals represents purpose-driven travel. They represent communities, and they really are a company that is going to serve the better good, for the better good. They're going to serve the communities. They're going to serve the islands that they're on, and they're going to be intentional about how they do it. And so I want to invite you today to think about your next trip. Maybe you're in the middle of booking a trip right now. Maybe you really have always wanted to go to Sandals. Maybe this is your sign to book the trip. Like, let's chat on the phone tonight. Let's get you going. But this is your invitation to think about where you're traveling and think about the impact you're having on travel as well and on those communities that are not just employees, but they're the heartbeat of the brand. I hope this is helpful. I'm Team Sandals. I'm always open to chatting more. If you're interested in learning more about a specific resort or what might be a good fit for you, I'm always down to have that conversation too. So come find me, send me a message. I would love to chat more. But until next time, thanks for tuning in. And remember that it's important to travel with intention.